Right, hi guys, I'm a couple minutes late here and just took longer to figure out how to use my tripod again. I couldn't get it to lock in one certain adjustment, so just 1 second. I'm just pulling up my computer here so I can see your guys' comments, because I can't always see them on my phone. And I'm just going to try and tag Kelly here. She wanted to be tagged. I don't know if I can. Comment, invite friends to watch. We're going to do it that way. Kelly, you're top of my list. You're my best friend. Or the last person I messaged. Okay, invite friends to watch. Okay, done. So today I'm just popping on here. I don't know how many of you will be on to sew with me or not, but it's just sort of a tutorial on the finger puppets to have in the archive. So if anyone's new to finger puppets, they can have a peek at that. So you can say hi if you're on, and let me know where you're stitching from, and if you're stitching with us, or if you are... Oh, I don't have my thing in, that's why. My mic. You can barely hear me because I don't have my mic in. I have it out here. Let me untangle it from my tripod. I'll yell until then. I'm a hot mess today. I sent my hubby away for work today. I'm sad. Tired. He was up early and woke me up. Alright, plug you in here. Hopefully. On you. Is that better for you, Kelly? Better. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Doreen. Okay, so I'll talk all that again since you guys couldn't really hear me. So we're just doing a tutorial on the finger puppets today. So I went ahead and stitched the first 4 before you guys came on, and I left the last 5th one. Sue did hers in all pretty colors, and I went boring. I made them more traditional colors, but this is the new shark set, so it's sort of a shark family. So we've got Daddy Shark and Mommy Shark and Grandpa Shark and Grandma Shark, and we have Baby Shark, which I'm going to, or Child Shark, which I'm going to stitch out now for you. Wow, I have to turn it down now. Okay, good. So it's nice and loud now. So I got it out. My brain is all bleh. Kelly Anderson, join. Well, I'm pretty sure you joined since you're already talking to me. Anyway, so sorry if I'm jumbled, and if I don't make sense, please correct or ask questions. I will be peeking at my screen. I have my computer set up here so I can see what you guys are doing. So I have the bag set up too, that I'll probably do at the end. So that way, if you guys are wanting help with the bag, you can get help with that too. So the shark finger puppets are on sale right now for just $3, which is awesome price. It's $10 normally for the set, so that's 70% off retail. And you can also get the whole shark bundle for just $10, which is even better. There's a shark sleep mask, and then there's little shark stuffies. Those are little samples that I made up for testing out the designs. So Kelly is on as well, so she can help answer questions when I miss them. So, and if your question doesn't get answered, please just repeat it, because sometimes it's hard to see them in the comments. If you miss them, they kind of get lost. So please just repeat. So I've gone ahead and I've loaded onto my machine just the Baby Shark, and I'm just using the small hoop. This is my smallest hoop, which is a 5x5, but they fit easily in the 4x4, and I don't think you can get 2 in the 4x4. You might get 2 in the 5x5, but I haven't tried it. So But if you have bigger hoops, you can combine a bunch of them, especially if you're doing them all in the same colors. You can do a whole family. Like, these took me no time. It was like 5,000 stitches for 4 puppets. So it was awesome. So I have tearaway stabilizer in my hoop. People will use different things. It's really a matter of preference. So I'm going to go ahead and start here, and you're just going to stitch the first step directly on to the stabilizer. This is just going to show you where to place your felt, and my thread isn't actually catching the bobbin thread right now, but it doesn't matter because we can still see the perforator holes. I don't even know if I have bobbin thread in. We'll have to check. I was winding bobbins before this. Yeah, there is. Just gonna rethread it, make sure. Good enough of a tail for it to catch. Okay, so normally there'd be thread here, but you can still see the perforation holes of where the needle hit, so I'm not going to bother restitching that. Why would you? So what you're going to do for the first, after you've stitched step 1, is you're going to lay down your bottom base fabric. So the part that, the color that you want on the underneath side. And again, you can make it traditional colors, or you can do whatever you like. And I just have some scrap here that I cut off of the ones I did earlier. And I'm just using felts. People use vinyl as well. And I think maybe that's all people use, but I'm sure there's probably creative ways of doing different things, so it's really experimenting. So step 1 is going to be the placement stitch for the applique. So whatever color you want on here, it doesn't really matter what color you do the placement stitch in, because it's going to get covered up with the felt anyways. Hi Susan and hi Sherry. I met everybody who said hi. Are you guys stitching along, or are you just having a peek before you see if you want to do them? I can't really see very well on the machine. That light's so blinding. I think I tried to turn it down once or block it off. Anyways, just take it off and show you after each step. Okay, so that is our placement. So we have the white felt all over the initial placement, and then this is the placement for our applique. So I'm going to put whatever color you want for that top applique color on top, and then whatever color you want your final outline to be, because it's going to go over that again and you want the colors to match. So again, I'm just taking scrap from the first 4, so I'm going to get all 5 out of 3 sheets of felt. So, and with leftovers, I could probably get a few more out of there as well. Okay, and you go ahead and run step 3, which is going to tack down that felt. There's also a feature that Kelly has put in there that shows you where to trim closely and where not to. So there's a triple stitch where you need to trim closely, and where you see just a single running stitch where it's not quite as thick is where you want to leave a little margin, so that way when you're cutting your final finger puppet out, you have a nice even outside. Because if you trim this really close, sometimes the backing sort of peeks out when you cut it out. So if you leave all that long, you get a nice clean cut. So I'll show you again up close what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to show you here. I think you guys can see if I get really close and stay nice and still. So all around here is all just single running stitch, and here right to the crook of that tail is all triple stitch. So you're going to trim really closely to here, and then you can leave the rest long. You can trim away some of it if you find you have too much bulk, but just leave a decent margin around there, and you'll get a nice clean cut when you cut out your finger puppet. Sorry, I can't talk and do things at the same. My brain goes to mush. I used to be so articulate and intelligent, then I had children and they just destroyed me. Okay, I see a couple questions there I'll get to. So, I just ripped this my shirt. Uh-oh, I just ripped off my microphone. Can you guys still hear me? I just think I choked. It's probably loud. There. Got my little puff back on. I stepped on my cord. Okay, so again, trim closely there right to the crook, and then leave all this wide. So that way you get a nice clean cut. That's my personal preference. If you like stitch it, you go right ahead. So then step 4 is the little white of the baby shark tooth. So each of the sharks will have slightly different steps. It's like the mommy shark has lips, like pink lips, and the grandparents have no teeth. So they'll all be slightly different, but the general idea is all the same for each of them. We just got a little baby tooth, which I'm going to do in white. And again, you can do in whatever color you like. That's the beauty of making our homemade stuff. So, I saw some questions there. I have a FAF Creative 3.0. Somebody asked what machine I have, and I also have a 770, which is beside it. This one's a higher end and bigger hoop machine, so it's a little fancier in some aspects, although there's things about the Brother, like the threading system on the Brother, I like way more. So step 5 is your black detail. So that's going to be the outline around the tooth, the mouth, and the eyes. So this is all just detail. I didn't stop and show you the tooth, but I don't think you need to see it. I'll show it to you when we're all done with black. Children do drain the brain. Yes, they do. They drain my brain, at least. I'm finally getting the point that I'm starting to sleep again. My youngest is almost 3. And it's usually my second youngest who's the one who has me up, if anyone does. So, or my snoring husband. So again, you don't have to take this off every single time, but I'm just kind of, because you can't really see what's going on in my hoop, just giving you guys an idea. So we just did the little white detail of the tooth and then the black. And these are so quick and simple. This is a good one to show you. Some of them are more detailed than this, but they're all generally the same idea. But this one's so quick and simple to do and super cute, and you can use it with that, what's that popular shark song I've been singing all week? I don't know what it's officially called, but Baby Shark doo 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 doo. So step 6 is the fin detail, or sorry, not the fin, what are those called again? Gills. The gill detail. See, fried brain. Blah blah blah. Alright, so we are almost done, as simple as that is. So there's just a little sort of side note that we're going to have a little discussion on a couple ways that this can be done. I feel like there was another note Kelly gave me and I've forgotten what it is. Oh yeah, no, I remember it. I followed it. Oh, good. Okay. So, we've gotten all of the detail done except for the final outline. So there are two ways that you can do it. Kelly has set it up so step 7 is your finger puppet hole opening. So there you can have the option of doing either 2 layers of felt or 3 layers of felt. So right now this is what the back looks like. I always take this opportunity to trim before I add my backing, to trim any of those threads off. Not super important if you're going to be doing a 3-layer finger puppet. But if you're only going to do a 2-layer finger puppet, this is going to be where the finger is touching. So if you have any jump threads or anything like that, you just want to trim them away so the finger doesn't get caught. And that's my preference. I just go ahead and I straight add 1 piece of felt on the back. But I wait until we've done the finger puppet hole set. So if you want to add a 3rd piece so that your finger is sandwiched between 2 clean pieces of felt, then this is the point where you would add this felt. So you would add the felt, stitch step 7, then add an additional piece of felt here. So you would have just a very clean, simple hole with no threads or anything that you're going to feel on the back of the finger puppet. It's completely personal preference. Some people feel like 3 layers is too thick. Some people don't want to waste the material. Some people love having the clean feel. So it's an option that's available for you either way. So if you want to have a 3-layer, you're going to put 1 layer on the back before you stitch step 7, which is your finger hole. If you just want to have the 2 layers, you're going to leave the back plain. Okay, so I'm just going to do the 2 layers. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stitch the backing, or the step 7, which is your finger hole. You don't want to have the backing on at this point if you're just doing the 2-layer, or you're going to have no hole. You're going to need to get that finger up in the finger hole. So So again, I'm just doing the 2 finger holes, so that's the way my back is going to look. If I was going to do the 3, I would just see a stitch line right there on the back of my felt, then I would add another piece on the back. So because I'm just doing the 2 layers, I'm going to trim away those little extra bits of thread so they don't get caught up in the fingers. And I find that's more than sufficient, so that's my preference, but to each their own, and the option is there. Okay, and I'll be a good girl for you and tape it down today. Typically, I like to live on the edge, as MC says. So you can just, I use painter's tape, it's my preference. You just tape your backing on so that it covers the entire placement stitch. And then flip your hoop back over. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and stitch that final outline. Okay, so when we finish, we've got this finger puppet. So this is the one I did earlier today. And it's got a hole right in here. You can sort of see how I didn't line it there. If you lined it, you wouldn't see the stitching on the inside. And the holes are big enough that adults can play as well. So, lots of fun. I think I got all the comments, but if I missed anything, just let me know. Jumping from the woo. Oh, I got that song in my head. It's been in my head ever since we started Shark Week stuff. Blah. It's catchy. See why the kids like it. there. So that was simple. Even with all that pulling off and everything. You had a quick little baby shark. So there's the back. So I got my finger hole and the outline around. You do need a 5x7 or bigger hoop for the bags. Sometimes Kelly does a 4x4, so you have to check the individual things, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kelly. I think occasionally there are, but the 4x4 bag is really small and it's really hard to fit them in. So I think maybe it might have been discontinued, I'm not sure. But the 5x7 bags, yeah, so Kelly said, yeah, for this set you do need 5x7. Sometimes she does the 4x4, but like the 4x4 bags are really, really tiny. It's hard to fit a bunch of 4x4 puppets in. So at this point, again, personal preference. Some people will all this tear away, so there's none in the edges. I don't know, I just cut it out. And I haven't had any issues with it. So to each their own again. That's the way it goes. So that's quick and simple on finger puppets. So I think I'll go ahead and do the bag. I mean, the bag's really quick too. I need my memory stick though. It's in my other machine. Working on some new stuff on the other machine that I can't show you yet. So for the bag, you're going to need a sheet and a half of felt or 3 like 6x8-ish pieces of felt. You need a ribbon for the top, which I've heat sealed on the ends. You just gently run a lighter over them, just don't catch it on fire. Sue used a really pretty fabric which she heat and bonded, so I'm taking a little cue from her, and this is like a floral fabric, but I'm hoping with everything going on it's going to look like water. So I used heat and bond light, so I fused that to a piece of felt, and it's satin, so you definitely need some heat and bond on anything that's going to fray. That being said, this is what I chose, a quilting cotton for my applique of my seaweed, and I'm going to cut it wide and fray it because I think that would look cool, but we'll see. It's all about experimenting. So Sue has inspired me to, think outside the box. So I have a massive hoop for this machine. It doesn't come with a 5x7 hoop, except for I don't know, there's some weird 5x7 hoop, but it's not traditional, and I'm scared of things that are different. So I have this, I don't even know what it is, 240 by something or other, 240 by 150 millimeters, whatever that it works out to. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and load that bag, and I haven't even really looked at this bag, so forgive me if I get confused, because I haven't stitched it or looked at it, but we'll fly by the seat of our pants, eh? Okay, so some aqua thread in my water. Let's see how it goes. So again, you just need a 5x7 hoop. This is bigger than 5x7, but anything bigger is fine. I have an 8x10 that I can do 2 5x7s in, so you can do that too. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch step 1, which I believe is your placements for your ribbon. I may misspeak here, so. I sing a lot when I sew, so I'm sorry. I hum a lot during tutorials. Blah. Bobbin thread didn't pick up again. Sometimes it doesn't do that when I start a project. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, here we go. See the light shining through. There's 2 placement stitches for your ribbon. So I'm just going to go ahead and place, I use 12 inches. There's no rhyme nor reason, just whatever you think looks like a good length, but 12 inches is what I cut. And again, I heat sealed it just to help it not fray. Okay, so it's gonna stitch down that that guy. Some of this garbage out of the way. I'm a messy crafter. Okay, and yeah, you guys can see. So the way I run it is I like to have them loop sort of like a purse handle. But you can do it however you like it. And you technically probably should tape this down instead of being stupid like me. And oh, excuse me, I'm getting tired. And using my fingers. I didn't even finish that sentence. Lord, I should go to bed. Alright, so this is the placement for the bag, but I'm going to go ahead and add my fabric here. Just to make sure it stays where it's supposed to, because I sort of know where it's going to go. It's just a big round box. So this is just going to hold that fabric in place while we stitch all our pretty details on the bag. Again, you could just use like a plain blue felt or whatever. There's little details in the bag for waves and stuff, and I think that would be really cute too. I just thought I'd try some pattern fabric. Okay. Oh, can you guys see what's going on? I can't really, that light's so bright, which I guess is a good thing. Okay, so I've just gone ahead, I have my ribbon loop for my bag, and I have it stitched down using the placement stitch. You can float it on top. I more did it because I had that satin, and which is probably gonna get more wrinkly, but it is heat and bond to the felt, so it'll probably be fine without it. But. So our next step is the placement for our seaweed. And then I can show you how I do my little raggy appliques as well. Pull down my color for this. I think I might use a lighter color just to accent. Okay, and so sorry, I'm trying to remember to take this off each time so you can see what I'm doing. Very good when you can't. So it's just shown us where that seaweed is going to go, and I'm just going to place my fabric right over top of that. Did enough. Yep. We'll see, this might be a major hot mess, but I'll give you the same idea either way. Sometimes my little experiments work, and sometimes they do not. So I'm just gonna run that tack down. Hi, Susan. So if you guys are just joining us now, you can't restart the video right now, but as soon as I log off and post it, you'll be able to watch it at any point. So you'll be able to watch it right from the beginning and go back and pause it and rewatch it, and making sure my cotton doesn't get too fluffled up. Leave it to me to pick ridiculous fabrics for tutorials. One time I did an elephant tutorial and did a patchwork back on it. That was fun. Poor Kelly almost had a heart attack, I think. But it all worked out. And if not, you live and you learn. Okay, this bag is only like 3,500 stitches, so it's quick too. I didn't look at the finger puppets, but I think it was only 5,000 for 4, so you're probably only looking at like 15 stitches per puppet. Super fast, and I see it being super popular. I can't wait to post it. And for 10 for the set, cha-ching. Again, let me know if you guys have any questions, and if I'm not being clear, I'm happy to answer questions. Okie dokie. So if you were doing something like a felt for your seaweed, you can go ahead and trim close to that outline. This is a quilting cotton, so it's going to fray. So I'm going to cut about a 3/8 inch border around it and make it what's called a raggy applique, so it'll be all frayed on the edges. So as long as you leave enough margin, it will be cute. I thought that would sort of give the seaweed a more textural look, but we'll see. It might look silly, but we don't know unless we try. And when I'm doing a raggy applique, sometimes I don't even trim it until after I'm done. That way I have big pieces of fabric that I can sort of flop over out of the way of any other stitching that I have to do. So I've gone ahead, and you can sort of see I've left that margin. And then just to help it fray, you can take scissors and just sort of snip, snip. And I would do this after, but just, stay in camera. So I just take little vertical snips, not snipping the thread. And then I just take my thumb or my fingernail, lift up my thumb. Gosh, I swear I'm not this crazy normally. So it just sort of will give that raggy look there. So I think it'll look cute when I get it all done. But I'm going to wait till after I get it off the hoop to mess around with all that. Okay, so we got 3 little fish, and again, fish can be whatever color you'd like them to be. I don't even know what color to make them. It's a pretty color. That's going to show up very well, but we'll give it a go. Oh, I have some variegated thread. I bet you a variegated fish would look pretty. Talking of variegated thread with someone. Hi, Sue. So again, if you're just joining us now, you will be able to watch this from the very beginning once I've finished up, and I'll post it. So it'll be available in the video section of the group anytime that you want to watch it. So just as sort of an archive, there's all kinds of videos there on all kinds of subjects. And if there's something you feel that is missing or you want some help on, feel free to request. Tutorials take a long time, but they're definitely worth it for people who are new to it and want to try things but are scared, like the finger puppets might be really intimidating to someone, but they really are simple, and just seeing them done is enough to help someone. Thanks, Sue. I was saying earlier, Sue said she liked my fabric, and Sue did the sample. So I was inspired by your daring fabric choices. So I'm attempting my own daring fabric choices. So I loved your bag. That fabric was just beautiful. Oh, that looks kind of cute. Rainbow fish. Not like a book or something. Maybe yellow. Yellow fish. A goldfish. Oh my goodness, my husband left it early in the morning this morning, so he tried not to wake me up when he left, but he had to get a flight at 4:30 in the morning. And he dropped a piece of his machinery, his apnea machinery, when he was trying to get it all packed up, and I swear I jumped off the bed 3 feet. Took me a while to get back to sleep after that. And we had soccer all day today, and I was out in the sun, and I got a burn, and probably not helping the tired. Alright, so I've gotten my little fishies done there. Take them off and show you this part. I'm going to do a little variegated fish there. Get them to stay still. Just to see if anybody wanted to try variegated thread. And then we just have the wave detail, so I'm just going to choose something darker so it shows up on my thing. I usually pick out all my thread colors before I start, but I didn't. Mostly because I am indecisive and it takes me forever to pick things, so if I don't pick ahead of time, the pressure of picking. Alright. We're just gonna go with it. It's gonna be good. We're far more critical of our own work, I think, than anybody else ever is. I am using a FAF Creative 3.0. The machine I have, and this is a monstrous hoop. I'm just gonna cut that jump thread before we get into too much crisscrossing. Yeah, sorry, I think I answered that. FAF Creative 3.0 is the machine I'm using. And it's a bigger hoop, but you only need a 5x7. I just don't have a 5x7 for this machine. There, you're just gonna get those jumpies. I messed up on my other finger puppets because I missed a jump thread. I'd combined them all into one. Got caught up on a jump thread. Realign everything. We're almost done. We have 2 more steps after this. And they're just the backing steps. Alright. Who hid my thread from me? The sewing fairies were here and put it on the floor. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and line my outline fabric that I did the original placement in again, or outline thread, sorry. I think I said fabric. Okay, so we now have to create the pocket, and this is similar to doing a 3-layer, 3-letter layer finger puppet. I lost a piece of my felt, and now it's got me all jumbled. Okay, so we got all our stitching done on our detail in front, so we're going to turn it over, and there's my back. And it doesn't really matter if you trim those jumps because they'll all be covered. So you're going to cover up the complete back which is 1 layer felt to start. I'm gonna have to cut another piece or find another piece of felt, because I had 3 pieces. I don't know what I did with it. Probably when I dropped my hoop on the floor earlier. Okay. And then I always just look under my hoop and double check. You can pull your sort of fabric back and make sure it's a little close, but it's okay. Okay, and you're gonna go ahead and run that second to last step, which is just gonna stitch across the top. Oh, there's my felt on the floor. Woohoo! One more step on the machine. I'm just going to add 1 more layer to the back. So I'll show you what the back looks like here. So we've got 1 more layer, or 1 line up at the top of the bag, and this is the back of the hoop. Okay, and I'm just going to add a 3rd piece just right over top of that piece on the back. So on the back we now have 2 pieces. I'm just going to tape that down. Make sure it stays where we want it to. The nice thing about painter's tape too is if it goes over it, it's not the end of the world. You can pick it out pretty simply. And again, I just sort of feel my hoop. Feel as long if it's folded, you can usually feel if it's thicker anywhere. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and stitch that last step in the same color, and then I will show you we'll have created a pocket that you can store all of your finger puppets in when they're not being used. I lost my baby shark. I can't find him. Oh, that felt heavy. There he is. You have a Viking Gretchen and can't figure out how to wind the bobbin. Really? Does it not tell you in the manual how to do it? Oh, that's not good. It should tell you right in the manual how to wind a bobbin. Is it just not winding properly? Oh, shoot. Yeah, well. Too little, too late. I meant to flip that up out of the way. That's alright. I'll pick it out later. It'll be okay. Yeah, if you don't have the manual, Gretchen, you can usually just Google your machine type and instruction manual, and you should be able to download one online. But if you maybe post a picture in the group of your machine, I might be able to tell you, but no promises. But I could look at it. Okay, so bag's done. So again, these are super, super quick stitches. Fast if you're doing them for shows, and they'd be popular. So, I stepped on my mic again. So there's the back here. So we've created a little pocket here that we can put our finger puppets in. So you can go ahead and unhoop at that point. thread's going all over the place. I went upstairs to get the phone and I dragged a line of thread all the way upstairs, dragged the phone. I was so irritated. I know it was stuck to me and I just couldn't get it off. Yeah, Google can be your best friend because really, I don't know, most are very similar, but it just depends. Okay, so again, some people will yank all this tearaway out. I don't. Now, the biggest thing I can warn you from experience, chant while cutting, don't cut the ribbon, don't cut the ribbon, because that happens sometimes. So you just go ahead and cut around the outline. When you get to the ribbon, you have to cut on the front and on the back so that you don't cut the ribbon, because that's no fun. Cut it right off and then you have no carry strap. And I've done it before. It is no fun. Cut this out quickly for you guys. And oh, I almost cut my ribbon. Don't cut the ribbon, don't cut the ribbon. That was by accident though, just kind of flung back. It has a life of its own. I'm going to show you in your tutorial. You can laugh at me, Kelly. I laugh at myself. I'm sure it was a sight. I was irritated because I knew exactly what it was. Of course, I never have a phone down here. I really should put a charging dock down here. So I have one. I have a wall phone, but it never works right, so I just don't answer that one. Sometimes I get the wrong. It gives me like a weird noise and static, and I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it's the phone or the connection, but I just go upstairs. Don't cut the ribbon, don't cut the ribbon. Alright, so there's my little bag. I think the water turned out okay. Not as cute as Sue's, but still cute. So we've got a little pocket, and it's nice and clean on the inside, which I do like that. I guess you wouldn't have to do that, but it's kind of, you can really see in the pocket where you can't see as much in the finger puppet. So then there's my baby shark all cut out, and we can toss them inside our bag and save them, and you can use them as little props. I'm like, thread is attacking me today, and you can use this as your little storyboard. I have great hopes of turning some of the bags into storied books, but someday. So I'll still have to sort of rag that out there, but I'll post it after I get it all purdied up. So there is our little bag, hanger there, and our sharkies. And if you have any questions, you let me know. You can tag Kelly or I on the post there if you're watching this when it's not live. And we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We're both mamas of many. So we're busy, but we try to get back to people as soon as we can. So I hope that helps you guys. And if you're a little nervous to try them, that is the motivation you need to try, because they're super fun and super easy, and they are popular, and my kiddos love them, and most kids seem to love them. So anyhow, I gotta go finish up my new stuff for you for next week, and then I'm going to bed. So yeah, peek here and see if anybody has any questions before I log off. You're welcome, Auntie Vic. Don't cut the ribbon. Don't cut the ribbon. My little chant. I don't know who told me that. I wish I could have, wish I could remember that, but somebody told me that. Chant, don't cut the ribbon. Don't cut the ribbon. And I do it all the time because I cut the ribbon way too many times. Alrighty. I'm going to log off now, and I hope you guys share all your stitch outs in the fan group. We do a monthly draw every month for a $5 coupon code as motivation, but we just love to see your stitch outs either way, so it's nice to see what everybody's creating. So I'll post these when I get a pretty picture, probably tomorrow. So have a good one, guys, and good night. I guess I gotta turn off on my phone and not my computer since that's what I'm taping on. Go to bed, Mary. Night.